50 years ago, it was just sand. Endless dunes, scattered fishing boats, and homes made from palm leaves swaying in the desert wind. There were no skyscrapers, no Lamborghinis growling through glass highways, no futuristic airports that looked like scenes from a sci-fi film. Just silence, just survival. Today, the UAE is a global power hub. It has the tallest building in the world, some of the richest cities, and a strategic grip on everything, from oil to outer space. So what happened? How did one of the harshest places on Earth rise to become one of the wealthiest and most influential nations of the modern era? This is the untold story of how the United Arab Emirates rose from sand to power. Before the world knew this place, it was forgotten. The Arabian Peninsula was a land of extremes. Blistering heat soared past 50 degrees Celsius. Water was precious. Every drop mattered. Food wasn't grown. It was hunted or hauled from the sea. People lived in modest tents or barasti huts made of palm fronds. Camels were lifelines. And pearl diving? A dangerous job with little reward, but it kept families alive. No one cared about this corner of the world. Global maps barely acknowledged it. Superpowers skipped it. The desert seemed like a dead end. But that's what makes the story so powerful, because beneath the scorching sand slept something that would change everything. The discovery that changed everything. In the early 1900s, the region was still under British protection, known as the Trucial States. But even the British didn't fully grasp what lay beneath this rugged terrain. Then came whispers, hints, rumors, oil. At first, they thought it was a fluke, but by 1958, the first successful commercial oil discovery was made in Abu Dhabi. It was more than oil. It was a revelation. A new chapter was opening, and nothing would ever be the same again. But here's the twist most people don't realize. Oil doesn't automatically build cities. It doesn't lay highways or educate people. Oil is just a resource. What truly changed the fate of this desert was a man with vision. The man who built a nation. His name was Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan. To the world, he would become the founding father of the UAE. But to his people, he was something more. A leader with integrity, vision, and relentless ambition. In 1971, as the British withdrew from the Gulf, Sheikh Zayed made a bold move that many thought was impossible. He united 7 independent emirates, including Abu Dhabi and Dubai, into a single country, the United Arab Emirates. People doubted him. The world looked on with skepticism. What could possibly come from a union of fishing villages and sand dunes? But Sheikh Zayed didn't see desert. He saw destiny. He believed this land could be something greater, not just rich in oil, but rich in people, ideas, and opportunity. And from day one, he got to work. Oil revenue started flowing like a golden river, and while many nations in similar positions squandered that wealth, the UAE did something extraordinary. They reinvested it, not into palaces, but into progress. Hospitals were built, roads were paved, schools opened, infrastructure became the backbone of their transformation. In the 1970s, the literacy rate hovered around 40%. Today, it's over 95%. In one generation, they didn't just modernize, they revolutionized. Abu Dhabi became a powerhouse, but it was Dubai, the underdog with almost no oil, that made the world stop and stare. If Abu Dhabi was born from oil, Dubai was born from imagination. No towering reserves of black gold, no natural resources to fall back on, just heat, sand, and sea. By every metric, Dubai shouldn't exist, but the visionaries behind it weren't interested in what should be. They were chasing what could be. They knew oil wouldn't last forever, especially for them. So instead of building their future on what was under their feet, they built it on what was in their minds. The strategy was radical. Turn a barren desert into a global business magnet. They removed income tax, removed corporate tax, offered 100% foreign ownership. And just like that, the desert became fertile ground for capital. Investors came. Corporations followed. One by one, international banks, luxury hotels, and startups planted their flags. Soon, Dubai wasn't just a city, it was an idea. The idea that geography doesn't limit destiny, that a nation doesn't need oil to be rich, it needs ambition that's louder than doubt. They started building faster than the world had ever seen. An airport large enough to handle 90 million passengers, artificial islands in the shape of palms and the world, a shopping mall with a ski slope inside in the middle of a desert, the tallest building on Earth, the Burj Khalifa, standing like a monument to human will. To the outside world, it looked insane, a shiny illusion that would collapse on itself. But inside Dubai, it felt inevitable. They weren't copying the West or the East. They were inventing their own blueprint. A hybrid of Arab tradition and futuristic boldness. A place where you could pray at a mosque in the morning, then strike a billion-dollar deal with a German investor by noon. Dubai didn't want to fit in. It wanted to stand alone. But while the skyline captivated tourists and cameras, the real power of the UAE was quietly being built underground. Not physically, but strategically. While the rest of the world marveled at hotels and towers, the UAE's leadership was building a financial spider web. They knew oil would run out, and that's why they didn't just extract wealth, they multiplied it. They created one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds, the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. Today, it manages over $1 trillion. Let that sink in. That's not just oil money sitting in a vault. That's ownership in airports, energy companies, tech startups, real estate in London, New York, and Singapore. It's soft power, deployed like a master chess game. They they bought stakes in logistics hubs, ports, energy infrastructure. Etihad and Emirates Airlines didn't just represent luxury, they became flying ambassadors of national influence. Meanwhile, they were silently investing in future industries: biotech, space, artificial intelligence. The goal wasn't to be seen doing everything. The goal was to be involved in everything, from the shadows with leverage, because while skyscrapers inspire envy, ownership inspires power. In 2021, the world watched history unfold. The UAE's Hope probe successfully reached Mars. It wasn't just a technical feat, it was a statement. The desert that once had no running water now had a space agency launching missions to another planet. The UAE positioned itself as a future capital of innovation. AI hubs, quantum research, hyperloop transport systems, energy tech. From the red planet to smart cities, they were rewriting what an Arab nation could be. They weren't content being a regional player. They wanted to be global leaders. But let's not tell half the story. The UAE's rise, while extraordinary, has its shadows. Labor conditions, especially for migrant workers, have sparked global criticism. There are concerns around surveillance, freedom of speech, and censorship. And despite diversification, their economy still carries oil dependency risks. Some say it's a city built on borrowed time, too shiny, too fast. But here's the paradox. Even the harshest critics admit few countries have moved this fast, this far, with such clarity and strategy. This isn't just growth, it's controlled evolution, and it may be the most successful startup nation we've ever seen. So what can we learn? 1. Vision changes everything. Without vision, oil would have only made the rich richer. With vision, it transformed a region. 2. Leadership builds legacy. Sheikh Zayed didn't just fund development, he created unity. And that unity created momentum. Don't follow the world, reimagine it. Dubai didn't mirror Silicon Valley or Shanghai, it built something the world had never seen. Speed wins. The UAE doesn't debate for decades. It builds, tests, adapts. It moves, and that movement keeps it ahead. So the next time someone shows you a photo of the Burj Khalifa, or you fly over the palm-shaped islands on a private, remember this. It wasn't always like this. There was once nothing, just sand. But that sand was shaped, molded, transformed by vision, sweat, sacrifice, and ambition. That's how the UAE rose, not just from the earth, but into history, from a forgotten desert to a global force, from sand to power.